3 months after re-establishing contact with Earth, Captain Elias Rouke woke before dawn, as was his habit. The eastern sky was just beginning to lighten beyond his window, painting Hope's Peak in subtle gradients of blue and purple. He allowed himself a moment to appreciate the view, something he rarely had time for during the crisis months. His quarters in the administrative complex were modest by colonial standards. He could have claimed larger accommodations after the Intercolonial Council appointed him planetary administrator, but Rouke preferred efficiency over luxury. A bedroom, a small living area, a compact kitchen, all he needed for the few hours he actually spent here. After a quick shower and a breakfast of synthetic protein and genuine colony-grown fruit, Rouke donned his uniform. The insignia had changed, the original Vanguard emblem now supplemented with the 4-colony unity symbol that had been adopted after Earth contact was restored. Some had suggested an entirely new uniform for his position, but Rouke had rejected the idea. He was still, at heart, a military man. The uniform grounded him. The morning air was crisp as he stepped outside, nodding to the security detail that still accompanied him, despite his protests that it was unnecessary. The settlement had expanded significantly in recent months, with new construction extending well beyond the original defensive perimeter. Those walls remained. Rouke had insisted on it, but they now enclosed only the colonial core, with newer developments spreading outward in careful, planned patterns. "Good morning, Administrator," Lieutenant Walsh greeted him, falling into step alongside. "Your first appointment is at 800 Agricultural Planning with Dr. Karras and the Cultivation team." "Thank you, Lieutenant. Anything urgent overnight?" "Nothing requiring immediate attention. The latest transmission from Earth arrived on schedule. Communication reports, no anomalies." Rouke nodded, satisfied. After the initial euphoria of re-establishing contact, communications with Earth had settled into a comfortable rhythm. Daily updates, technical exchanges, cultural transmissions. The time delay meant conversations weren't possible, but the connection remained strong. As they walked through the main thoroughfare toward the administrative complex, colonists were beginning their day. Some nodded respectfully as Rouke passed, others offered brief greetings. There was respect in their eyes, but also familiarity. He was their leader, yes, but one who had been in the trenches with him. "Administrator," called a voice from behind. Rouke turned to see Kim hurrying toward him, a data tablet in hand. "Sorry to interrupt your morning, sir, but I thought you'd want to see this before your meetings." Kim had been promoted to Chief Communications Officer after his crucial role in uncovering Way's deception. Now he oversaw all transmissions between the colonies and Earth. "What is it?" Rouke asked, accepting the tablet. "The schematics for the enhanced planetary defense system," Kim explained. "Earth just sent them. Apparently they've made significant upgrades to their own defenses since the CME. These would give us protection against solar events an order of magnitude stronger than what nearly took Earth out." Rouke scanned the technical specifications with interest. "Implementation timeline. Earth suggests 6 months, but Douglas believes we can do it in 4 with our existing resources." "Have him draft a proposal," Rouke decided, handing the tablet back. "I want to review it before next week's council meeting." With a nod, Kim hurried off toward the communications center, already making notes. Rouke continued toward the administrative complex, his mind shifting through priorities for the day ahead. The agricultural meeting would focus on expanding crop varieties. Then, a session on integrating Earth's latest medical updates into colonial protocols. Lunch, if he had time, would be with Major Elliott to discuss security training for the new recruits. The afternoon would bring a council session on resource allocation between the 4 settlements, followed by a review of the latest exploration data from the Western continent. A normal day. Mundane even. After months of crisis, conflict, and revelation, the sheer ordinariness was something to savor. Inside the administrative complex, a practical structure of modular design rather than the grandiose building Way had once proposed, Rouke made his way to the agricultural conference room. Dr. Karras was already there, deep in conversation with the cultivation team leaders from each colony. "Administrator," she greeted him with a nod as he entered. The formality was for the benefit of the others. In private, she still called him Captain more often than not. "Doctor, I understand we have promising results from the hybrid seed trials?" "Beyond expectations," she confirmed, activating the central display. Images of lush crops filled the screen. Grain varieties adapted to the planet's soil composition, fruit trees bearing produce that combined Earth genetics with local resilience. For the next hour, Rouke listened to technical reports, asked targeted questions, and approved resource allocations for expanded cultivation. This was governance as it should be. Practical problem solving, planning for future needs, building something sustainable. The medical protocol update that followed was equally productive. Earth had made significant advances in regenerative medicine during their recovery from the CME, and adapting these techniques to colonial equipment would dramatically improve treatment outcomes. As noon approached, Rouke found himself with an unexpected gap in his schedule. The resource survey team had requested a postponement until their data was more complete. Rather than retreat to his office, he decided to walk through the newest residential section, where prefabricated units were giving way to permanent structures built from local materials. "Sir," Walsh said, falling into step beside him, "we don't have a security sweep scheduled for this area today." "Consider it an impromptu inspection, Lieutenant," Rouke replied with the ghost of a smile. "I need to see what we're building, not just read reports about it." The residential zone was alive with activity. Construction crews assembling framework for new dwellings, technicians installing power distribution nodes, families already occupying completed homes, children playing in designated recreation areas. This was what they had come for. Not just survival, but life, community. A small girl no more than 5 years old stopped her game as Rouke passed. She stared up at him with solemn eyes, then asked with a directness only children can manage, "Are you the man who talks to Earth?" Rouke crouched to her level, aware of Walsh's slight discomfort at the security implications. "I'm one of many people who talk to Earth," he told her. "Do you have family there?" She nodded. "Grandma and my uncle. Mom says maybe they can come here someday." "Maybe they can," Rouke agreed. Earth's discussions of potential follow-up missions had been theoretical so far, but the possibility existed. "What's your name?" "Lily," she answered. "I was born on the ship." "Well, Lily, I think you're very lucky. You get to see this world grow from the beginning." Her serious expression gave way to a gap-toothed smile. "Mom says I'll be a pioneer in the history books." "Your mother is right," Rouke told her, straightening. "Good pioneers help build things that last." As they continued their walk, Rouke noted Walsh's thoughtful expression. "Something on your mind, Lieutenant?" "Just thinking, sir. When we fought Way, it was about truth versus lies, but it's moments like that," he nodded back toward where Lily had resumed her play, "that remind us what we were really fighting for." "A future," Rouke agreed. "One worth building." Lunch with Major Elliott took place in the security complex's modest cafeteria rather than Rouke's office, another deliberate choice to maintain visibility and connection with the people who served under him. "Training cohort is shaping up well," Elliott reported between bites of synthetic protein that he insisted on calling almost meat despite available alternatives. 37 recruits, evenly distributed from all colonies, good mix of skills. "And their primary focus?" Rouke asked. "Exploration, security, and emergency response," Elliott confirmed. "Not military. Not anymore." Good. After the conflict with Way, Rouke had been adamant that security forces should transition from a military model to something more appropriate for their new reality. Protection, assistance, exploration support. These were the priorities now. "The Western expedition leaves next week," Elliott continued. "My people are ready. Early sensor readings suggest the continent has significant resource potential and potentially new challenges," Rouke noted. "We've barely explored 5% of this world." "There's still much we don't know." Elliott grinned. "Custer's always ready for the unknown, sir." The afternoon council session was remarkably free of the political maneuvering that had characterized early colonial governance. With transparency established as a core principle and regular rotation of representatives, the focus remained on practical matters. Rouke served more as moderator than ruler, guiding discussions toward consensus rather than imposing decisions. As the day wound toward evening, Rouke found himself on the observation platform overlooking the expanded communication array. The massive dish tracked Earth's position with continuous precision, maintaining the vital link to humanity's homeworld. Captain Geo Duval joined him there, gazing up at the darkening sky where the first stars were becoming visible. Earth's latest cultural transmission included a memorial service, Duval said after a moment. For the Odyssey, they hadn't known until our reports that the ship was lost. Rouke nodded. I saw it. Your mother would have appreciated their words. She would have appreciated this more, Duval gestured around them, indicating not just the settlement but what it represented. Truth, resilience, survival, we got it right in the end, as what matters. As night fell completely over the colony, Rouke remained at the observation platform after Duval departed. Below, lights came on in homes and community centers. The agricultural domes glowed softly at the perimeter. Security patrols moved in practiced patterns along designated routes. A normal day coming to a normal end. Nothing like the chaos of those first months. The battle with Solace, the Odyssey tragedy, Way's deception, the revelations about Earth. Just the steady, purposeful rhythm of a community building its future. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new decisions, new progress toward making this world truly theirs. But for now, in this moment, Captain Elias Rouke, planetary administrator, reluctant leader, survivor, allowed himself to simply appreciate what they had achieved. A paradise not artificial like Solace had created, not deceptive like Way had attempted, but real, flawed, human, and all the more valuable for it. Thank you so much for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave it a like and to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Feel free to comment and share it as well. With all that said, go on and check out the video in the top left. I think you might like it.